Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is awesome! Hello and welcome once again to Cheap Shot Entertainment. We're going to be going through, because we watched already, everything that happened at the Aspire show on the 23rd of February 2020. It was the day after I'd finished my pantomime. I was very tired, but I also had the day off, so it made a nice little finish to a week off. And yeah, always good in Sinfin. Crowd was a little bit flat, but then there wasn't as many people there, so I'm guessing they're all sort of cowering and not coming out because of the weather and things like that. But that being said, the quality of the wrestling is still fantastic, and the quality of the teaching is also fantastic at Aspire. It is charity based, and you can go and train with the champ, and you can train with the other wrestlers, and you can train to be a wrestler. If you've got a child who's very into wrestling and keeps beating up his teddy bears or whatever, it's kind of a flashback to me, then take them down, go and get them trained, let them learn the ropes properly. I don't learn the ropes, but I do go to the fitness class, which happens on a Tuesday. It's £5 for an hour's training, and I go to the promo class as well, hopefully to get me better at doing this, and also with the intention of eventually maybe climbing between those ropes and into the hallowed squared circle that is the Aspire Wrestling Alliance. But that's my cheap pop for today, and we're going to talk about everything that happened at the Aspire show in Sinfin on the 23rd of February 2020. We begin with a singles match, which is Lightning Lewis versus the king of the beatboxers, Jack Sparta. Lewis starts off hot in this match. We haven't seen him for a couple of months. Jordan Lee's been in singles competition. Hits a series of corner splashes on Jack Sparta, really takes him out of his game there. Sparta escapes to the outside, he's squirmy, he gets away really quickly, turns the tides on Lightning Lewis, but it's not very long before Lightning Lewis comes back here and gets the upper hand again. But Jack Sparta never wants to stay down very long, and he gets the upper hand, showing no mercy to Lightning Lewis in this one. Sleeper into a backbreaker leads to a near fall. Lewis makes a comeback and hits a few strong clothesline. Sparta picks up the victory out of nowhere after reversing a twist of fate from Lightning Lewis reverses into a fireman's carry slam for victory. And that is your first match. Good chemistry between these two, I've got to say. I'd like to see more from these two, given a bit more time, a bit further up the card. But obviously Jack Sparta is embroiled in his feud with Bam Bam Barton, and next month in March we have the 2 out of 3 falls match coming to Allenton at St Martin's Church. Also of note, the Aspire shows 10th anniversary. On the 10th of May it is the 4th anniversary of Aspire, and that is taking place also at the St Martin's Church in Allenton, so get your tickets for that. It's going to be an absolute stormer, that one. John Allen's in singles competition next, without his United in Violence partner Bully Boy Carter anywhere in the building, actually, so he does come out and go singles on this one against the masked luchador Anonymous. Definitely a size versus speed thing in this one, and Anonymous uses all of his speed to get the upper hand on the much bigger, much stronger, much more powerful John Allen's to gain the advantage. Allen's, however, doesn't let that stop him, because the power game comes into play and gets the better of his smaller opponent, hitting several huge moves, taking down Anonymous with no mercy and a lot of pain. For no answer from the luchador, no answer from Anonymous. Allens goes up top but messes up, misses the jumping leg drop, obviously lands straight on his buttocks, and Anonymous hits a splash, leading to the first near fall of the match. The finish came out of the blue as the attention turned to Allen's injured arm, and after a shoulder press was turned into a key lock from Anonymous. Anonymous rolled up John Allens for the victory. The most devastating move in professional wrestling today, the roll up, and it was a good finish from Anonymous, and using all of his cunning and all of his power, all of his knowledge in that squared circle to turn those tides, using a power move into a submission and then a roll up, was fantastic. Again, good finish, good match. Go on next. Anonymous picks up the victory. Very impressive victory. Sweet Steve appeals for sympathy. He comes out, he's got crutches, he's got his eye taped up, he's got bandages, he's got a foot thing that looks like apparently he's been hit by a car. He hasn't. Like, everyone wants sympathy, but the delectable Scarlet Page comes out and says, "No, Sweet Steve, you've got a match against Ronan, and you're going to be in that match regardless." And the match is still happening, and to make sure that Sweet Steve cannot escape with his tassels attached to his boots, it's a no DQ and Falls Count Anywhere match. So we go on to next, a mixed tag team match. It is Sean O'Shea and Brett Ryans versus Luna Rocks and Joseph Cardinal. Of course, Luna Rocks, Joseph Cardinal, born out of respect for each other. Luna Rocks, Joseph Cardinal, a couple of months ago, had the first ever mixed singles match between against each other, when Joseph was looking for answers to his open challenge. Luna Rocks came out and gave him the fight of his life. Luna Rocks did eventually lose, but there's a massive respect there, and Luna Rocks has made the full turn into a crowd favourite. A team forged on physical perfection is Sean O'Shea and Brett Ryans. Lots of celery. Yeah, celery! I need some celery on the desk, actually. Maybe a pot here with some celery sticking out of it, just to show my appreciation for Sean O'Shea, because the physical peak of perfection that is brought on by eating your vegetables and not sweets. Disgusting sweets. Sweets. No, celery. Yeah, so mixed tag rules, although there is a bit of fighting between the mixed sexes. I'm going to say it, mixed sexes, as Luna Rocks pretty much beats up Brett Ryans, which I thought was great, because I really like Luna Rocks as well, and Joseph Cardinal. Brett Ryans, these four are all really good, have good chemistry with each other. Luna takes out Brett Ryans, nice and easy, tags in Joe as they double team their opponent to gain the advantage. This is quickly turned as Ryans takes out Luna with no remorse, just punches her in the face and takes her out, and tags quickly into Sean O'Shea, of course. So yeah, it takes her out, and they get the advantage. The ref's back his turn. Luna is choked out with the ring jacket that is worn to the ring by Sean O'Shea. Luna makes a comeback but gets taken out again by Brett Ryans, again showing no remorse as Cardinal sorts out Ryans on the outside. Shea takes advantage and pins a downed Luna because of the attack by Brett Ryans, and that's how we get the victory here for the team of physical perfection, Sean O'Shea and Brett Rhynes. No doubt this one isn't quite finished yet, because Joseph Cardinal had a great match against Paul Malin, and Luna Rocks is looking to become the queen of Aspire, much like she's picked up championships all over the country. Definitely not done with this one, as will be revealed later on in the show. Rourke next is up against Jordan Lee, again in singles competition, one half of the Ministers of Mayhem. Rourke obviously is the briefcase holder. Jordan Lee gives Rourke a good physical test here. Jordan Lee is a very accomplished wrestler, very good technical wrestler in the ring. Rourke is just a big powerful man who will just knock you down by standing there. And Jordan Lee tries to go quickly for the drop kick, the splash, tries to get the victory, doesn't quite get it, goes for the legs, tries to chop down Rourke. Doesn't take long though for Rourke to use all of that power and the 6'6", 400 plus pounds that he has to gain that advantage, and uses a snake eyes and a big boot. Bit of a reference to the Undertaker there. Huge 6 foot plus. Rourke hitting Jordan Lee with all of these moves makes it just that little bit more physically battering, shall we say. And Jordan Lee makes a comeback, double stomp, and a twisting X Factor. But doesn't take the big man down. It's going to take a lot to get this man down. Rourke back on top with a sit-out powerbomb after an exchange of chops. Lee uses his quickness, of course, here. Jordan Lee, quick. Rourke, powerful. Didn't get that already. Takes Rourke down to his knees. Heads to the top rope again. Misses a splash rather. And gives the big man an opening to hit a pile driver out of nowhere, and he can hit that pile driver out of nowhere, as we've seen against AWOL when he took on 2 men and won. Pile driver for the win. Jordan Lee cannot answer that in any way, shape or form. Rourke wins, walks away with his briefcase, gets a little interview with the classy one, Kyle Gibson. Got it right. Classy one, Kyle Gibson, gets a little interview with the big man, and he says that the only person that knows when I'm going to cash in this briefcase is me. And by me I mean Rourke, not me as in Luke, your host for Cheap Shot Entertainment. Anyway, so Rourke says that he's the only one that knows when he's going to cash in. Absolutely. No one else knows, only he knows. I'm guessing he's going to be waiting for the golden opportunity, much like the golden opportunity that's going to come on the 10th of May in Allenton at St. Martin's Church in the Golden Opportunity Rumble. So we move on to a matchup next, showcasing the AWA champion, the Inspire Wrestling Alliance champion, the malicious one, Paul Malin, and he's going against Zach Northern, someone who we've not seen in singles competition. And I've got to say, I was very impressed with Zach Northern and Paul Malin and their chemistry in the ring. Paul Malin could get a good match out of a broomstick, and there is that. And of course, he's the head trainer of Aspire Wrestling Alliance, so get yourself down there and start training to be a wrestler. Follow your dreams, you can reach your goals. I'm living proof. Beefcake! No, that's a Cartman quote. Anyway, Zach Northern versus Paul Malin. Really interesting match this. Like I say, we've not seen it before in Aspire Wrestling Alliance. Even Paul Malin says that he's crossed paths with Zach Northern many times, but never actually been in the ring with him in a one-on-one match. And it's a shame because they're really good in the ring against each other. Northern tries to take advantage early on of the champion, but comes up short against the malicious one. All the ring savvy of a veteran that has been in the ring for 20 years, and that is the malicious one, Paul Malin. It comes out on top, comes up short against the malicious one in the opening exchanges. Brett Rhymes comes out to help his tag team partner, takes out Paul Malin as his partner Northern distracts the referee. The Aspire crowd has been stunned into silence by the things that are happening in this match, and the fact that Zach Northern is really taking it to Paul Malin at this point. Brett Rhymes gets sent to the back. The referee, Neil, very much a veteran of that striped shirt, and sends Brett Rhymes to the back so he cannot interfere anymore, leaving Zach Northern and Paul Malin standing across from each other and having that one-on-one match that we deserve to see, because like I say, Zach Northern is pretty damn good. Northern taking full advantage of the champ on this one, with focus on the lower back of Paul Malin. Malin makes a comeback at this point, but soon gets put back down by an impressive display from Zach Northern. I would say that he is the MVP of this show at this point, taking it to the champ. There's a reason that Paul Malin's the champ. He had a 60-minute match with the former champion Ronan, and he's had many good matches across time, across his time in the Aspire Wrestling Alliance. Match breaks down with interference from Rhynes and Sean O'Shea. Sean O'Shea comes back out, but they are headed off by none other than Cardinal and Luna Rocks, and they battle into the back as Paul Malin hits the most devastating move in professional wrestling today, a roll-up, as he picks up the win in the kerfuffle that went off outside the ring as the four competitors battled to the back. Like I say, it wasn't finished after their match, but they came back out, and I'm seeing a 6-person tag in the future, so no doubt Scarlett Page will be taking notes of everything that's happening, trying to keep the peace and trying to settle scores in future shows. 2 shows coming up in March. Make sure you go over to the Aspire Wrestling Alliance Facebook page and order your tickets. They will sell out quick. These shows have a rabid fan base, and if you want to get yourself a piece of the action, make sure you go and do that. It's £5 per person for each show, or £8 for both shows if you pay them up front. So very much a saving of £2, and then you can get 2 raffle tickets with chance of getting another 4 tickets for free, as the main prizes are usually free tickets. We have one more match in now we have 2 more matches actually in this card. It's Teenage Trailblazers and Supersonic Charlie Maverick versus the 5-Star Express. That is Max Castle and Jimmy Frey, along with the Fallen Angel Azrael, who's been on a bit of a tear recently in Aspire Wrestling Alliance. Very much keeping an eye on Azrael, because he is definitely the sleeper star of 2019. He won an award for that, so definitely keep an eye on Azrael, because he's good. He's going places, he's got a good character, and he's ruthless inside that ring, and coming up with all sorts of different new moves, so that is good. Also like Max Castle and Jimmy Frey, but my boys, the Teenage Trailblazers and Supersonic Charlie Maverick, I'll always be behind them, because like I say, they're my boys. Azrael does pick up the victory in this one, obviously in a 6-man tag match, or a 6-person tag match. There's a lot of things going off, so I didn't necessarily take a lot of notes on this one, because they were fighting all over the place, but must note that Charlie Maverick is getting He's becoming much better inside the ring, and I'm really interested to see what he can do in the future, because he's becoming more confident inside the ropes, and definitely one to look out for in the future. But Azrael using all of his cunning to pick up the victory in this one, as the Teenage Trailblazers are taken out by Max Castle and Jimmy Frey on the outside. They are nursing their injuries as Azrael pins Charlie after the match breaks down. Jimmy Frey hits Charlie Maverick over the back with their signature kendo stick. So as referee Neil is trying to sort out what's going off on the outside, and behind the referee's back that happens, and Azrael picks up the victory over Charlie. Again, feel like this one again is not finished yet. There's some tension between the Teenage Trailblazers, the current Aspire Wrestling Alliance Tag Team Champions, and the 5 Star Express, who have a couple of victories over the Teenage Trailblazers. So no doubt they're going to be looking for a championship match in the near future, and this is definitely one that's not yet been resolved. I'm sure that Charlie Maverick will want some revenge over Jimmy Frey for hitting him with that kendo stick, and they're proper kendo sticks as well. They're not garden canes taped together like you often get in independent wrestling. I knew the word was there in the first. It was there somewhere. No DQ, no count out. Grudge match next. It's the main event. It is Ronan taking on Sweet Steve after his attack on Ronan at the end of the Allenton show. This match was definitely always going to happen. It was one that needed to happen. It's been cooking for a little while. It's been bubbling, it's been boiling, and this one definitely needed to get out in the open. Former best friends. I remember a time where Ronan looked like he'd paid Sweet Steve to call the victory for him when he was a referee, and now they're just non-existent. They don't coexist very well together, as we saw in Allenton, and Ronan just wants to knock Steve's head off after his attack with the metal bar. Actually, it was a Kyle's walking stick, Kyle Gibson's walking stick they attacked him with. Obviously Ronan's not been very well recently, and he went straight for that injured area. But it's Ronan versus Sweet Steve in this match, and we definitely find out that dreams are made of Steve, but these ones did turn into nightmares for Steve, as Ronan just beat the snot out of him. Ronan just all over Sweet Steve in the early exchanges in this one, because he wants the revenge. He's just beating him up, and it's fun, and we enjoyed it, and it was all good. Steve ducks a chair shot though, and comes out on top of Ronan here, and uses the chair to cause more damage to that injured midsection. But I've got to say, if you're going to put tape around it, you're going to have a target on it, and that is what Steve does best. He's sleazy, he's slimy, and he will do anything he can to get his victory. Ronan wins this one after a big battle inside the ring, outside the ring. There was posts involved. I don't think there was a table, but there was definitely a chair, as well as other things. But the chair did come into play at the end, as Sweet Steve tried to DDT Ronan onto the chair. That is reversed, and Ronan wins by hitting a spinning DDT on the chair on Sweet Steve. That is how Ronan got the victory in this one, and a measure of revenge over Sweet Steve. And it was a really good match, actually. I really like no DQ matches, because it just gives the performers a chance to show what they can do outside of a normal wrestling environment. and everyone was watching. We saw Scarlet Page stood in the entrance ramp enjoying Ronan beating up Sweet Steve. He's not made many friends in the Aspire Wrestling Alliance, and the only friend he did have, he turned his back on, and got beaten up for it. So that is Sweet Steve. No doubt we've not seen the end of Sweet Steve in this one, but Ronan definitely with view of moving forward from this feud. But I see this one going for quite a while, because Sweet Steve will never let the dream die. And that is everything that happened at the Aspire Wrestling Alliance show in Sinfin at the Sinfin Community Centre on the 23rd of February 2020. Really good show. Crowd wasn't great, but then it wasn't a full crowd of people that we'd usually expect at the shows. So I think the cold and the rain has made people just like cower and just not make lots of noise. And but we try all the time and try and get the best out of the wrestlers, and we always do, and that's the main thing. These guys and girls are trainees, so come down, support them, shout at them, boo them, cheer them, do whatever you need to do to help them succeed in their goals, because that is a good thing, and that's what we should do as a human race. We should support each other in whatever anybody wants to do, and that is my good message for today. A good message from, should we say, a reverend, a higher power, a messiah almost. A good message is to support each other. Anyway, went into character there. Let's get out of that and come back to Luke from Cheap Shot Entertainment, shall we? Great show. Go and support your local wrestling show, and use the Babyface app to do that, because they will have a listing of all the shows around you. Type in your postcode and you'll be able to see what's going off in your area. It's absolutely free. I know the lads over there, they're really cool, really nice chaps. They do it in their own spare time, they spend their own money on it, so go and support them and download that app today. Not a paid advertisement, but I really love the Babyface app, as you can tell. In the meantime, click the subscribe button. If you've liked the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that notification bell. And of course, go over to Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I don't even know why I do that, because they're not there. But it makes me remember that I need to remember to tell you about them. Links in the description down below to the t-shirt shop as well. You can buy your merchandise. Also Wrestle Crate. This is Lucky Kid, and it is his t-shirt exclusively from Wrestle Crate. And if you want to see that video, that is up on the channel now, I think, for February 2020. So lots of things happening at Cheap Shot Entertainment. And once again, you are the Cheap Shot Nation. You, that is you, the Cheap Shot Nation. Not me, but you. And you keep us going. So keep subscribing, keep commenting, and keep the dream alive. And keep watching independent wrestling, because it makes my world go round when I can go to lots of different shows and watch wrestling live. Don't let your kids grow up thinking that wrestling is a TV show, because it is not. You can go and see wrestling live for £5 plus, and you can go and get a whole family in of 4 for 20 quid. And it's a no-brainer, because a WWE ticket is about 40, and you'll be sat in the nosebleeds. You can get, and you can have your pictures signed, you can have photos, quite often they're free. And just go and support, if you love wrestling, go and support your local show, because it is fantastic. I'm so glad I found independent wrestling. Yay! So, you're the Cheap Shot Nation, I've been your host Luke, and we've seen a little bit from the Reverend today, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Hiya.